What's going on, y'all? It's Jockey and Ruler, and it's the album review segment of the page. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to the page. Right now, we got another 25-year anniversary album right here, man. The Marshall Mathers LP. By who? Emma motherfucking them. Yo, man, the Marshall Mathers LP was one of my favorite Eminem albums. And it's not just nostalgia, it's really like a well put together album, lyrically mastered. The cuts was dope. Maybe it is nostalgia. You know what? It's my second favorite Eminem album because I can't forget about the Eminem show. The Eminem show was a beautiful piece of work. It can't be matched. I'm sorry. So my bad. Marshall Mathers LP is my second favorite Eminem album, but it was good. You know what I'm saying? It was good. Take me back to my middle school days. So let's get into the beginning of the album. We got the public service announcement. He doesn't give a fuck and all the other shit, right? Kill You. Listen, when Kill You came out, right? My mama came to my motherfucking room and said, "You cannot listen to Eminem no more." And I'm like, huh? Alright, cool. But what am I doing on the radio when that shit come on? When I was just a little baby boy, my mama used to tell me these crazy things. But just how like white people probably maybe bleep out the word nigga when they rapping black people shit. I bleep out all the disrespectful shit that he say about his mama because I love my mama, so I don't never, you know what I'm saying? Nah. But Kill You was dope because the lyrics was so hard and it was, and then I like at the end when he was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, ladies. I was just joking." Stan. Now, Stan was the one with Dido, or I think that's how you say her name, Dido or Ditto. I never knew how to say it, but Stan was one of them tracks where he was talking about a fan that was overly crazed about him and, you know what I'm saying, writing them letters and shit like that. Nowadays, you can just DM a nigga and y'all are too cool to be fanned out over somebody like how he was back in the days because, you know what I'm saying, TV was our only source of media and radio. So it's like when you're hearing these people on these platforms, it's like hard to reach. But now when you see them on Instagram or when, it's kind of like it's a personal thing. So it's different than when you used to watch them on TV. And Stan was a powerful track because of that. The Paul Rosenberg skit. A lot of these rappers used to do them type of skits where it's just like, "Hey man, yo, hey, labels, yo man, you gotta chill. The labels calling me and all that shit." Cool. Who Knew was one of my favorite songs on here because it made so much sense for Eminem to say some shit like this, like, "I don't do black music, I don't do white music, I make hype music for fight music for high school kids." Like the shit that he was saying, and then he was like, where he was talking about, I see these three little kids. Last week I saw the Schwarzenegger movie where he shoots in all sorts of these motherfuckers with a Uzi. I see these three little kids up in the front row screaming "go" with the 17-year-old uncle, and it's like he's letting y'all know how y'all gonna get mad at me, and I'm just rapping, but you got motherfuckers with images shooting 1,000 people and shit like that. How that's not influencing your kids to do something? Why it gotta be my music? So that's what Eminem's uh cry for help was back in the days, if I want to say, or that's what they was on him about so much, But you white speaking to white America, my dude, you gotta calm it down. We can do that because we black. They don't give a fuck about us. But when you white speaking to white America, it makes a difference. It's a huge difference. The Steve Berman skit. Let me see what this was about because I don't remember what this was. Oh yeah, it's where he goes into the office. This was the build up to The Way I Am. You know what I'm saying? So now The Way I Am, when you get into The Way I Am now, he's talking about like, listen, man, I can only do what I can do. So look, whatever category you put me in, fuck it, just let's do it. But you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of being put in y'all box, and this is my message to y'all. This is how I feel. This is what I got to say. I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would? This was another one of my favorite tracks on here because this shit was deep. This is like white man deep, right? When I listen to this shit, that's why he had to even have like a rock and roll sound because the shit just had to match his feeling. Had to match that inner Eminem, that Marshall. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at this one. The Real Slim Shady, obviously one of the ultimate singles on the fucking album ever to, be created. Not literally, but The Real Slim Shady was a great album single. And entertaining. It wasn't really like, it was entertaining, lyrical, and straight to the point. Something to get y'all to get, you know what I mean? Not no club song, but something to, it's just entertaining. And that's what hip hop was about. Being you and staying in your motherfucking lane. So The Real Slim Shady was like a dope ass video too, and like I said, nostalgia for me. I can go back and still listen to it because it aged well. So I advise y'all to listen to The Real Slim Shady. Remember Me with RBX and Sticky Fingers. I'm not as familiar with RBX at all, but his verse was real. It's an acquired taste and it's unorthodox. I know it by heart because I've been listening to the album for fucking 25 years, but I mean, hey, Sticky Fingers had my favorite verse on there because of Sticky Fingers, you know what I'm saying? Eminem's verse was dope though because this nigga said, when I go out, I'm gonna go out shooting. I don't mean when I die, I mean when I go out to the club, stupid. When he said, came home and somebody must have broken my back window, stole 2 load of machine guns in both of my trench coats. I was like, oh my God, that was a ill ass flip. Can't get mad at him for that shit, man. I'm back. Album cut. Really, it was just him destroying a beat. Put a beat on, let me destroy that shit and give it a chorus. That's why they call me Slim Shady. I'm back. It's a dope album cut. Marshall Mathers, another one of those deep, I am what I am type tracks. But I'm just Marshall Mathers, just a regular guy. I don't know why all the fuss about me. Anytime a rapper harmonizes on a song, it's not an instant hit, but it's gonna be a dope. It's gonna be a dope filler for your album. It's a classic if you can make it the right way, right? I'm not gonna go into the King Kniff skit. The Drug Ballad. I like the story and I like the funky, you know what I'm saying, beat. I was rapping to that shit when I was listening to it. I was like, yeah, Another dope album cut. Something to, get you to the next track. Bitch Please with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Eminem. I mean, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and Exhibit. I like this one right here. I like the first version, but I like how they flipped it and did it again. Another way to get X out there because, X was right on the right next up with the Restless album. So this was a good way to roll it out. And I think the 2000, 2001 era for the West Coast, like the Dr. Dre team, like 99 to 2001 was a great rollout for the whole Dr. Dre team. They killed that shit. Kim, man, you gotta be old and go through shit to understand Kim and like really. Hey yo, my favorite part of Kim when he was like, ha ha, because he was rapping and then she just started running. He's like, hey, where you going? And then he just catches up with her, ha ha, on some crazy ass shit. Under the Influence was probably one of my least favorite songs. It was good because Eminem killed it, and then you had the D12 come in and try to, but it was just a song. Criminal. It was like Kill You, but it was more. It was like Kill You, but a different version, and it had that equal feeling. But Criminal was, I think, just a little bit more lyrical, and it kind of hit a little more than Criminal. I mean, than Kill You. But Kill You was safer for a single, I guess, than Criminal because Criminal is like extreme, but the lyrics that he put down on that shit was dope. You know what I'm saying? So this right here was Eminem, the Marshall Mathers LP. Tell me what y'all think of it. This is Jock Cam Ruler. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Peace.